How's it going? I'm Ryan. Today I'm going to go over the two trades I took on NQ. First trade was a loss. Second trade was a win. It was the same trade. I just got stopped out and re-entered, so maybe entered the first trade a little too early. I'll go over those just now. We can take a look at what I was watching coming into the day and why I took what I did. So take a look at both NQ and ES on the 15-minute. We'll start with NQ because it's what I traded, but then we'll compare it to ES and it will show why I traded NQ. So last Friday we had a big move to the upside. We have Friday's high marked up here. This Friday high zone, Friday low zone. And here we just have this little area of support that was formed at the end of Friday's session and throughout the after hours and pre-market. Then we have the pre-market high and the pre-market low, these yellow dotted lines. So basically what I'm watching is a break above or below this pre-market range. Wasn't going to take any trades within this range. Wanted to see a break above or below the pre-market range and then trade continuation in direction of the next zone. So if we broke down to the downside, we'd trade in continuation down. Broke to the upside, we'd trade in continuation up, obviously. So just look at this, then we can take a look at ES. ES is just now breaking out of that range. So that's why I traded NQ today, because ES, while NQ is breaking out of that range and moving higher, NQ is kind of stuck within that range for a long time. Excuse me. So left a little money on the table. It's still running higher, but let's take a look at the trade that I took. So we held the lower part of the pre-range market. We ran higher. We closed above the pre-range high on 5-minute multiple times, and we got that close above the pre-range high, pre-market high, excuse me, on the 15-minute as well. We came back and we started to test that EMA and the pre-market high. I entered a little early. This is still something that I could get better at. And this will help my risk as well, and increase my win. It'll increase my win rate certainly, and also probably decrease my risk. But here we are. We take the trade here, placed our stop 15 points below at this zone, and got stopped out. Now, it would have made sense to look at this and see price potentially pulling back into this zone because it was a strong area of support, broken and turned resistance, broken above, turned back to support. So we didn't quite stop that EMA, we dipped into here, and then we held that EMA. That's actually when I re-entered. And when I re-entered, I set my stop below this wick initially. So I re-entered once this 2-minute candle closed and held that EMA. And then I re-entered here on this 2-minute. I set my stop initially below that wick. And then as price kind of moved its way up, I started to de-risk a little bit. Because I didn't want as wide of a stop. It was about 18 points. My take profit was 565, which was 30 points from my entry. So I wanted ideally my stop loss to be about 15 points or less, so that I could maintain roughly a 2-to-1 risk reward. So yeah, I entered here, set stop below this candle wick, and then took profit at the high, or the break of high, which was this candle here. We hit our take profit by about 1 point, and then we pulled back. Since then, we've kind of continued to grind higher. You see that 15-minute chart nice and clear, nice move up. So today could have been a day for runners, although it probably would have been stopped out on this move or this move here below that EMA as we're trailing the EMA with our stop loss. So I guess not really much of a difference. If I had a runner, I would have been stopped out, it looks like. But let's talk about let's talk about how the first trade could have been dealt with. I should have waited for the retest of the EMA and then the close of that candle. I entered too soon. I entered on this candle and not this one. So that caused me to take a loss that was unnecessary. Had I just taken my second trade as my initial trade, no loss, nice win. We're trading with a little bit smaller size. We're trading with 4 contracts rather than our usual 6. We have 4 accounts. So I bought some more evals because they're 80% off right now for the next 2 days. So I got a couple of those and I took some trades on them. We're up about 1,100 on those. So not too bad, but really we're trying to dig these out of drawdown because we have about $500, $450 worth of drawdown. So we're sizing down, we're trying to keep our wrists tight and see if we can't just get this out of that drawdown so that we have a little bit more room to operate there. That's really it. Just trying to stay disciplined and take good trades. Today followed my system, took the trade that I should, just entered a little bit prematurely, but we re-entered, took an appropriate risk, and it worked out for us. So we ended the day up a little over 100. Like I said, that's because I took a loss initially and then took a win, and it's also because I sized down by like 20-30%. So we're happy with it, and we'll continue trying to keep doing what we're doing. Anyways, that's all I got. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. I stream live Monday through Friday. I won't be here tomorrow or Wednesday because I got work, but we try to stream live whenever we can and then make these recaps showcasing what we did and why. Looking to stay disciplined. I slipped a little bit past 2 weeks. I went on a losing streak. Being on that losing streak caused me to tilt and take bigger losses than I should have. So the losing wasn't necessarily an issue. Had I kept those losses manageable, we'd be doing just fine. All things considered, you know, we're still up on these accounts even after going on tilt for like 2 weeks. But yeah, basically the lesson is that if I stay disciplined, I can get to where I want to be and avoid those tilt days, and we're on track to getting a payout. But looking to pass those 2 evals, get up to 4 PAs ideally, to dig these out of drawdown, make our way to profitability, take payouts from 4 accounts, and scale from there. That's the plan. I just need to remain disciplined. It's something that is kind of my last. That's the last hurdle, is staying disciplined on periods of down days. You know, I had a week of trading where I just couldn't get anything right, and then that bled into the following week where I went on tilt a couple days. So if I can avoid that, we're doing just fine. And I know this works because I've had a lot of nice streaks on demo accounts, and I know I can do it. I just need to stay disciplined and limit those bad days. Anyways, that's all. Peace.